All right, guys and ladies. This is the second video in the whole bonus flap. What am I going to do with these two pouches series? And I said I would show you guys how to make a tassel in this one. So that's what I'm going to do. I had a piece of that scrap cardboard left over. And it's, you know, it was part of the loom that I had used for this one. And so I just set it to the side because I haven't cleaned up my space yet. So I've got, it's about that big. So, and I want a longer tassel to go on the front of this. So I'm going to leave it this length. But in order, you know, and I'm sure there's a bazillion different ways to make tassels. So, you know, don't be critical of my tassel skills here. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold this, because I want the length of the tassel to be this long. I'm going to fold this in half if I can, because it's kind of thicker, flexible cardboard, and I'm folding it an odd direction too. So, all right, so that's in half like that. That way I have this little space inside here, and then I'm going to make a cut along this edge, because I need to be able to slip a piece of string in the middle. So I've got some scrap of the colors that I used, and I'm just going to take that piece of string and I'm going to lay it crossways across the cardboard, and I'm just going to slide it down in that little cut right there so it stays in place. Okay, and this is going to be what I tie up my tassel with. So then I've got like a piece of each of the colors that I used in my bag, and I'm going to start with those kind of down here at the bottom right there. I'm just going to hold those right there, and then I'm going to start to wrap the yarn around this piece of cardboard, keeping this little piece out of the way. Okay, so I'm just wrapping it, and then around the back, getting that one out of the way, wrapping, and I'm just going to keep wrapping until I run out. So that's a short one right there, so I'm just going to stop. Well, I don't know, I'm going to keep on going. Let's just see what happens. Why not? So I'm going to keep going till I run out, because I'll end up trimming it anyway. So there is the end of what I had left of that string. So now that piece that I have going across here, I'm just going to pull those two ends up even, kind of like that for a second, so that it's going to gather that together right there at the top. So I'm just going to set that down, and I am going to tie a knot right there, tie a knot right there, and then I've got to cut this free across the bottom. Here's my top, here's the bottom, and that cardboard has a gap in it right there. So I can put my scissors right there. And then obviously that piece is too long, so I'm going to trim that right there. And that frees up my little tassel, okay? Now tassels usually have a tight, like little heads, kind of like if you're making a ghost with a tissue or something, you know, you got to wrap that part around tight so it has like a little head. So I've got another piece of this extra that was just laying over here to the side, and I'm going to double it like that. So there's a loop, and then I'm going to lay that right there across that loop, and I'm going to take these two ends, okay, and I'm going to thread them through that loop right there, and if they'll do it, there we go, there we go, and I'm just going to lay it nice and flat. And I'm just going to pull that. Now, it would be nice if you had someone to help you with this, like a neighbor or, your desk partner or a friend or, a brother or sister or mom or somebody. And I'm kind of struggling a little bit doing it all by myself with one hand. But that cinches it down. But then I'm going to take one string and wrap it away from me like this 3 or 4 times. That's plenty. And then I'm going to take the other string and wrap it the other direction. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Pull that nice and tight. That's plenty. So, and then I'm just going to tie these together. Some of you are watching me tie this and they're like, why are you crossing your strings twice? Because it holds it in place. So, and I'm going back the other direction too with 2. There we go. And then these little guys, I'm just going to pull down and let them blend in. Or I may try to send them through the knot. I don't know. We'll just see. So, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim the ends where they're all kind of uneven. So I'm going to hold it with the hand I write with. I'm going to hold the tassel head, and then I'm just going to pull it through the other end. So now I can see all of those uneven ones there. And I'm just going to trim it off. Give it a little haircut. There. So now the only thing left for me to do is to stitch it onto the front. I'm going to stitch it to the top flap right here. I'm going to go like that. So I'm going to thread these through with my needle. Let's see, how do I want to do that? Actually, I'm going to do it separately. I'm going to do one first. On to one side right there. So that's on the inside now. And then I'm going to take this one and thread it through on the other side of the warp string, because you can kind of see the warp strings running through it. Like that. I'm not going to tie it too tight though. And I'm going to flip it up out of the way so that I can get in here and I can tie those together. And then it will be attached to the outside of my bag. Ta-da! There you go. So there it is. And the weight of the tassel should kind of like hold the lid down. And that one's short, so I'm going to cut that off because I think it's ugly. But other than that, yep, here we go. Trim it out right there. There, that looks good. There we go, all done. So now you know how to make a tassel. See you later. Bye.